Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2020 Vision. I am comedian Visionary Speaks here, and I'm just so happy to be with you guys and to just be able to get in this journey, in this gig, honey, with this new process of starting this podcast. It is a labor of love, and I am just so ecstatic to be at this point when I can get this going. And I just have to say, like, this is amazing. I am coming off my 30th birthday as of yesterday. Yes, happy birthday to me. Yes, made it this far, Lord, and it's been a beautiful, crazy, insane journey. And now it's just leading up to me starting this podcast and really giving myself, oop, I'm wondering why I can't hear myself. It's because I ain't got, do I got these turned on? Come on, microphone. Y'all know all of this is new. All of this is new. So we're going to work through this process, baby. I'm getting all of this good lighting. Hello, Joyce. That's how I know the sound is working. Perfect, stunning. I am just so happy to be here with you guys. But let's just get into the gig, okay? Let's get into the gigata of this podcast, baby, because I have some things to say. It's been a beautiful journey. And I just want to let you guys in on a little bit of who I am and what I do and why I'm here and why I'm talking to you. Okay. So I go by Comedian Visionary Speaks, and I am a Detroit comedian, proud, born and raised Detroit all day 313, baby. What up, doe? Okay. I started right here in Detroit. And I actually started comedy during the pandemic. Let me pause right there for y'all who don't get it. I started comedy during a time where there is no comedy clubs open. There are no opportunities for comedy. There is no movies being shot, honey. There is nothing going on that should tell me right now is the perfect time to switch careers. I'm gonna just say that. That's just it. I know it sounds crazy, and it is crazy, and I'm not gonna lie about that. But when God speaks, you listen. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my journey and how I got to this point where I'm doing comedy at 30 years old, starting a whole new career that had nothing to do with anything that I've had previously. I was not a birth comic. I wasn't out here comedian Visionary Speaks from birth, baby. Or maybe I was, because I believe in divine intervention. I don't know if you do, but I believe that everything that you do happens for a reason. I think that everything that happens to you is according to God's plan. And yes, I am a spiritual angel. So I believe in the works of the good God and all that he has to offer. And I'm going to explain that through this journey that you all are sharing with me. Come on now, and tell you how I got to this point. So come on, get you a glass, sit yourself down, and have a seat right here in this here lounge, okay? Today's drink is brought to you by the Good Riesling. I'm lying, it ain't. It's the cheap shit. But it's okay, because I'm drinking it and it tastes good to me. So, I didn't start out in comedy, that's for sure. I'm hot because, honey, I got some new lights, who this? And they are bright, baby, but they're giving you all the zhuzh. They're giving you all the zhuzh, but they are also giving me all the early age heat stroke that I shouldn't be experiencing at, what is it, 30 years old now? I know this is not early menopause, baby. I can't do it. I can't have it in my life. I can't allow this type of energy. But the lights is hot. So I'm hot. I'm giving you all African fan teas, baby. It's fine. Just roll with it. I'm gonna get my little heat down. We're gonna be good. We're gonna roll with this. I hope y'all can hear me okay. Can I get a little shout out in the comment section? Apparently I could see them because I saw one. So if y'all are watching and y'all can hear me, hello, can you hear me? Just say, hey girl, I can hear you. I got you. Because this is a labor of love. And I don't know if you all can hear me. So if you can hear me, drop a comment. I think I could see both Facebook and YouTube. So just drop a comment and say, hey girl, I can hear you. You good, you fine, you loud, and live in color. If not, I'm going to just watch this back and find out I was on mute the whole damn time and be mad as hell. So I haven't seen any comments yet. Hey, cuz, can you hear me? This is important. I see the shout outs, but I want to make sure y'all can hear my voice. So, cousin Darnella, if you could just one more time say, hey, girl, I hear you. And we'll be good. If you can't, can you hear me? If you can't hear me, then all of this is for naught. Thank you, Jesus. Praise God. Thank you for an answer, Lord, when you need one. So that's great. Put your finger on your nose if you can hear me. Yes, thank you, Devin. You get it. You get it. Yes, so I'm glad y'all can hear me. So let's get into the story of it all. I'm about to be a storyteller for you babies. Okay. So I was always extra. I don't know if you noticed. It's just so random. I know, right? I was always extra. And as a child, my mama in the comment section, she'll tell you I was just diva. Every time I walk in the room, just singing, dancing, performing, doing the most. And I was just living my good life, you know. And I always knew I was destined for something, destined for greatness. I didn't know what it was. And I worried about me reaching my potential, even at a young age. I had a beautiful singing voice. I won't say had because it's still in there. It's just on a good day. You don't know if you're going to hear it the way it's supposed to be heard. But at a young age, I had a very beautiful singing voice. And it was strong for a kid, you know. And I always thought that if you were going to be talented, then you had to be like Michael Jackson and all the young talents. You got to get out here early, baby. So they know that what your talent is fits your age. It's like, ooh, she can sing and she's only 13. And I was like, I got to get out here now. I got to get out here and start singing and dancing so I can be successful. And I did. I started singing and dancing at a young age. But my mama and my daddy was no Joe Jackson. They did not have me out here like the Clark sisters, baby. They did not push me to, to my greatness. They said, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, but stay in school. And I'm sure everybody feel they got that one parent that's like, oh yeah, you're talented, but the degree though, the degree is what you need. You know, the degree is what you fall back on. And I said, you know what? I will get the degree. So I stayed on that path. I still did music. I still danced. When I was in high school, I actually went to New York for acting and modeling and dancing and singing with IMTA, which was, I think it was International Modeling and Talent Agency, through Barbizon of all things. Now, when I tell you Barbizon is probably closed as hell right now, I don't know if they were scamming little babies in the street, but I mean, they said I was going to go be famous. I was going to get to perform in front of all these agencies, and they sold me a dream. And, you know, it was right after my grandma gave me a good check. I think she started me, and shout out to my grandma, rest in peace, Grandma Gertie. She started me out, and she put a CD away for me when I was first born. I didn't even know it. I was born and I was making money, baby. So Grandma Gertie put away a CD for me the day I was born. And I recommend that for all of you new parents. A CD, don't ask me. I'm not a banker. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works. All I know is you put a certain amount of money in a CD, and over time it grows. If you're a banker and you know what it is, drop a comment in there and you can explain to me what a CD is. All I know is I reap the benefits of that CD. Okay. And she put it in there when I was a kid. So when I turned 18, she gave, well, not even 18, right before I turned 18, I was thinking around 17, because I went to New York at 17. She gave me that CD. It was about, I don't know, give or take $5,000 or $8,000. Don't get me confused. Don't get me to lying. It's been a long time. I just turned 30 yesterday. I don't remember. But she gave me the CD. Now, I don't know why grandparents think that young children at my tender age will actually spend that money properly. And shout out to my grandma because she would give us money from time to time. And my sister knows it. Every time she'd give us money, she'll tell us, just don't spend it on food. I never knew what that meant. Why would my grandma say don't spend it on food? And now that I have grown to the size of a small Tonka truck, I understand, baby. I mean, this quarantine 15 is 25 and some change on me, honey. So I understand when Grandma Gertie said don't spend it on some food, I should have fucking listened because I didn't spend it on all of these foods during quarantine. But yeah, she gave me the money and I didn't spend it on food. But that same week, I got a letter in the mail from a random talent agency called Barbizon. And this girl, grandma just be putting us in the right place, okay? All the money is not supposed to go towards food. So she said, just don't spend it on food, honey. And I did. I spent some of it on food. But the other half, I don't know, maybe Barbizon was watching my bank account. I don't know. You know, the government's always watching. You know, they watching right now. And I'm sure they saw my bank account. And they was like, ooh, this bitch got some money. And they sent me something in the mail. Didn't even ask for it. Didn't say I was a model. Didn't say I was an actor. Didn't say I had a singing voice. But they sent me, do you want to be an actor? Do you want to be famous? Do you want to make it in the industry? Well, come on down to Barbizon. And I was like, I do want to be a model. I do want to be an actress. I think I do want to be famous. I need to go to Barbizon. So here I am at Barbizon, baby. And they had acting coaches. They had all type of judges. You can go there, learn how to model, walk, and everything, knowing damn well I am 5'1". 5'1". Thicker than a Snickers, even in high school. I had a little ass. I had a batch of titties. And they knew damn well I wasn't going to be no model. Not the way, that was way before Instagram. I think that was before Instagram and Facebook. You know, it was before all of that. They know damn well I couldn't make it out here as no model. But they took the money. They took the money, honey. They said, okay, give me the money. I will make you great. And I said, take the money, shit. I'm 17. I ain't got nothing to do with it. So I gave them, I think it was, might have been $5,000. I don't know. I spent a lot of money. And what came with it is the acting lessons. And then you're supposed to be able to go to either New York or Cali. And they're supposed to have agencies like what was it? MTV was supposed to be there. They had the little clipboard too. It said MTV. And who knows if that was really MTV? I don't know. Hell. And they showed all the other actresses from other places that made it. Like they supposed to had created the first Superman, a terrible Superman. The one, I don't even remember, Christian something. He was terrible as Superman, but he came from Barbizon. So kudos to them. That man made it. And it was some other actresses from Disney Channel. They had a lot of Disney Channel people who they said came from Barbizon. Probably some of these Miley Cyrus looking motherfuckers. But they told me I was going to be famous, so I believed them. And I went and I took the classes. I took the acting classes, and I didn't know what I was doing. And at the end of the program, I went to New York. They took me. I went. Shout out to my pops. You know, this is daddies do matter because my daddy. I told him, look, daddy, all I got is $1 and a dream. Is you gonna roll with me? And he said yes. I was like, I got a good daddy. You know you got a good daddy when you just come to him like, Daddy, I want to spend $5,000 to go to New York to be famous and become a model and an actor and a talent. And they say yes. That's some good parents, you know. So, or maybe not. Maybe I would be $5,000 richer if I didn't go there. But actually, no. Like I said, everything is destined. Everything happens for a reason. So yes, I was meant to be there. And I got a great experience out of it. I ain't get signed. Clearly, I ain't get a deal. But I got a great experience out of it. It was my first time in New York. So here I am in New York. I'm doing my modeling, my talent, and my acting thing. They got me up there in a wig singing Fake My Way to the Top because Dreamgirls just came out with a white boy and a white girl just acting like Effie. And that was cool. If I'll post a picture of it so y'all see. I think I still got it. My mama got it at the house, honey. Somebody should be fanning me. You know, Jim said you fanning yourself. Somebody should be fanning me. I mean, somebody should be feeding me grapes, honey. I should be having more grapes than what's in this drink, honey. But I ain't got the people like that. I don't have them yet. I look like a queen, but I live like a peasant. So I'm like, I don't live like a peasant. I live like, what would be a queen adjacent? Queen adjacent. Okay, I ain't there yet. So I'm gonna keep fanning myself because I'm trying to give y'all all the zhuzh because my hair is fabulous, my makeup is stunning, and I need to keep these lights on so y'all can see that I'm doing shit. But the lights is keeping me hot. I don't even think I have them positioned correctly. I have a light right here and I have a light right here, and they're like right in my face. So if you know how to work a light, if you know how lights work, okay, baby, if you are a YouTube person, if you are an influencer, if you could just hop in my DMs and explain if I'm supposed to have them at eye level because that's where they are. And I'm not, oh, you're gonna do it for $50 an hour. Fan me for $50 an hour. What? You fan for free, damn it. You're fan to be in the presence of the queen. But yeah, if you could just tell me where my light is supposed to go, because if I show y'all where it is right now, I know I'm probably gonna be blind by 35. It's just right there. It's just right there. But anyway, back to New York. So I performed and I did my best and I did my zhuzh. And on the last day, it was callback day. Now, I don't know if we have any actors, child actors, models, or whatever on the podcast. Shout out to you if you was a child model, child actor. Shout out to, and I say this all the time. If my child ever comes out with even an ounce of talent, bitch, you better believe she gonna be on somebody's TV. I don't give a damn. I would Joe Jackson the hell out of them kids. I don't care because Michael was great. Janet was great. The rest of them was in the Jackson 5. So I'ma just market the hell out of my kids, especially if what I did, you know, or what I wanted to do had to be put on pause so I could raise these little kids. Ooh, baby. Let it come out cute. Let it come out even a semblance of talent. Let that nigga know how to dance. Oh my God, I'm gonna have him out here, Twitter, TikTok, all the time. And I'm monetizing. I'm not about to play with these people. You know, you ain't about to put my life on hold for nothing. So yes, I'm gonna market my children. Just maybe that's why God don't give me kids. Because he like, she's gonna be the worst. Okay. But either way, I was in New York and I got a call back. I got one call back. Okay. Mind you, it was on a day where my acting coach, he had seen that I wasn't really getting a whole bunch of callbacks. I don't know what it was. I blame it being black. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's a lot of black people, but it wasn't a lot of black people. It's a few of us. And I got one call back on the day that he just came up to me and he put my hair in 2 pigtails right here. Gave me 2 pigtails and he said, you just need to relax. Just go in there and just be yourself and don't worry about how you look. You look insane. Just go in there and be yourself. And I went in there and I was so relaxed, right? I had 2 pigtails looking a crazy hot, fiery mess. But I was so relaxed that the agent saw something in me. And I can't even remember what agency he was from. But he was like, I want to see you again. And I was like, okay, I want to see you again too. Look at that. I made it. I thought I was about to sign a check right there. Like, baby, I'm out here. One callback. Not even, I had people that had 10, 20 callbacks. I had one callback. But you know what? It don't matter how many callbacks you get. You got to get the right one. Because when you get the callback, baby, you get to go in the room and you get to be in the room with all the agencies. So even if you didn't get a call back from MTV or BET or whoever that BET was not in that room. HBO, whoever's in the room. If you get a call back, you get to go in. If you don't get a call back, you don't get to go into the room. And a few of my friends, unfortunately, didn't get a call back, but that's fine. You know, I made it in the room, talked to a few different agencies. Flash forward, a shit happened with that. $5,000. But it taught me a lesson. It gave me a new experience. And so that part kind of ignited my drive for talent. Okay. So, and even with the agent that actually called me back. He said, "Well, you're what age are you? You're about you're 16, okay, and you're about to graduate next year. I mean, we would want you. We're based out of I think they were based out of Cali, and they were like, we would have you move, um, to Cali and start. And I was about to graduate, and I didn't want to ruin my senior year. He was like, "Are you willing to relocate?" And I was like, "No." I mean, and even though, and I don't know what the agency was, but I wasn't willing to relocate and just, move my whole senior year of high school to do it. And I don't think my family would have moved. I don't know. Joyce, you tell me. My mama in the comment section. You tell me if you would have moved to Cali for my dreams and shit. I don't know. Either way. So that started my ignition to want to really do like any kind of stuff that happened with my talent. And from there, I was writing songs, songwriter, rapper, all type of stuff. I was just looking for things. And at some point, I was in college, sophomore year of college. I think it was mid sophomore year. And I always call it my mid sophomore year crisis. It was in between college, and I just felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. I'm like, no, you got to dream, baby. You got to live that shit. You got to leave this school. This school ain't for you. You got to be out here. You got to do your thing. You up here wasting your time getting this damn degree when you supposed to be famous, honey. You supposed to be out here with your talent, baby. And it was like, damn, I don't want to be here. And I had a producer at the time, shout out to Roderick. And he had moved to Atlanta. And I said, I'm gonna go to Atlanta. I want to be doing my talent stuff. I'm gonna still go to college. So because I definitely couldn't tell my mama and my daddy, like, Daddy, I'm just about to drop out and move to Atlanta, and all this time spent in money, all them private loans, that's a scam you took out. I'm gonna just forget all that and go. And I couldn't do that. So I came to my daddy with a plan, and I said, Daddy, look, I've already been accepted to Georgia State. I've already been accepted. I want to go there. I have a place that I have to live. It's off in Buckhead. I got an apartment with a friend. Meanwhile, they didn't know I just met this chick on Facebook. They did not know that part. I literally went on Facebook, look at people who went to Georgia State, and I was like, hey, how do you like it there? What do you think about the school? And a couple people answered me back, and one of the girls who answered me back, shout out to Jamish, she was really cool. And I was like, you know what? We were talking about staying on campus and stuff. And she was like, it's really expensive to stay on campus, and I'm looking for a place off campus. And I was already a sophomore, so I was going into my junior year. I didn't want to stay on campus again, and even though I was in a new place, I really wanted to get in-state tuition. And for some reason, they told me that I couldn't get in-state tuition if I lived on campus. I had to prove that I was going to stay at the school and not even just stay at the school. They wanted me to prove that I was going to be a resident of Georgia. Mind you, that's why people be tricking the system. Okay, that's why you have people who send their mail months and years in advance so that I don't want to call nobody up or nothing, but that's what they do. They send their mail and they have it in their name so they can claim that they've lived there for years. That's how you break the system. You send your mail and you say you get somebody to take your mail for a year and you live there, and then you can claim in-state. I didn't do that. Which would have been smarter. I should have sent my mail to my cousin out in Atlanta, and I would have been able to claim in-state tuition. So when I went to Georgia State, I was staying on campus, not on campus, but I was staying in an apartment in Buckhead. This is the first time I ever lived on my own. And I'm staying there with my roommate who I just met on Facebook. And we got a little apartment. It was nice, and I was supposed to be doing music. I was going to go to school, do music, commute back and forth, And long story short, that ain't what happened. I got down there and I found out that what I went there for was not what I went there for. I thought I was going for music. I didn't do a stitch. Oh no, I did do a stitch of music. I did a few songs with my boy Frenchie. If you're out there, if you're watching, Frenchie, miss you, buddy. It was a great time just being at Georgia State with the Panthers, and recording with him. He was a great friend, and I went there for experiences, and I didn't know that while I was there. You never know what is a reason, a season, or a lifetime until you're out of the moment. And I found out that that was just a season of my life. And but what I did learn from moving to Atlanta was how to be independent, how to take care of myself, how resilient I am, because I went down there and I hadn't really worked a real job outside of Taco Bell. Um, that I worked at Western, because I went to Western. Whoop whoop, go Broncos for 2 years. My freshman junior year. Then I went to Georgia State. Long story short, I ended up going back to Western, but I had only worked at Taco Bell and I think a little cafe at Western. And before that, my first job was actually with Barbizon. They hired me to come back and be a choreographer. So that was my first job, was being a choreographer. So yes, honey, book me. She's good. But and that choreography actually went to their show that was in Cali. So I taught these little white girls how to do hip hop dance. Okay. I was Debbie Allen, baby, teaching all the kids how to do a little TikTok. I was out here. But so I only had worked maybe 3 jobs and almost none of them were real. And I needed to get a job because I needed to pay bills, because now I had bills. I didn't have bills in the dorm. I have bills now, you know. And I ended up walking up and down the street because at that time I didn't even have a car. I was, what time? How old was I? Jesus. I was 19 when I moved there. I didn't have a car. My parents didn't give me a car. I think I had a license. I hope I had a license. I think I had a license. I think I had a license at the time. Joyce, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I call my mama, Joyce. That's not her real name. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it on a different episode. So I didn't have a car, but I had a dream. I had a dollar in a dream. So I went up and down the street and I walked and I looked at places close by to apply for a job. So I lived down a hill. Like in Buckhead, it was real hilly, baby. I don't know what it is about Georgia, but God just said, make it this. Make it this. And I didn't know that that's how Georgia was, but it has hills in certain areas. So I just lived in a downhill of Buckhead. It's probably the one reasonably cost place in Buckhead. But it was right over there by Justin's. If you know where Justin's restaurant is, God, it's probably closed right now, but that's Diddy's restaurant, Justin's, named after his son. And I lived right down there in the condominiums. And I would walk up to the hill because the bus stop, of course, was at the top of the motherfucking hill. Why? Because they hate people who are poor. So I went up the hill and I would go looking for work. So the first place that I found work at was a sports bar that I got fired from. Surprise, surprise. I got fired from the sports bar. Shocker. But they, it's crazy. That's a story for a whole nother day, honey. That was some rigor mortis. I should have never gotten fired. And I actually got $100 tip that day because the white lady felt really bad for me because I broke down and cried. And she did a proper Karen where she was like, let me speak to the manager. I cannot believe you're treating this girl like this. She's been nothing but great to us. And if you knew who my husband was, if you knew who my husband is, you would never do this. We will never come back to this establishment. So she was actually giving me guarantees when I really needed it. So, guarantees can actually work out in a good way if you just use it, use your powers for good, white women, get these black girls high tips. So she gave me $100 tip. And she drove me home too. I ain't gonna lie. She gave me a ride home, which is hella dangerous. Got in this car with this random white lady. And she drove me home while I was crying because I just got fired from my job because they told me I was not helping a table properly, which was actually just a chef. It's a long story, but the chef came out and sat with his group of friends, and he said I wasn't serving him. So he called the manager, and even though I was checking on them, it was nobody in the restaurant. But this two white girls who was having brunch, and I had been serving them all day, getting their bottles and stuff. And then he came out with a group of his friends, and I went over there to check on them. And then he told the manager that I was neglecting him. I don't know. Either way, let me tell you how God works, baby. We're going to remember this story, and we're going to come back to the story about me working at that sports bar and getting fired. After I got fired from the sports bar, I ended up working at actually I think Toulouse was after it. Toulouse was a restaurant, a real high class restaurant over there in the area, another place that I walked to. And it was a nice old guy. He owned Toulouse, and he had been having it for like over 16 years. They were celebrating 16 years of Toulouse when I got there. And it just so happened that it closed down within, I'd say, me being there 4 months. They closed permanently. Like, we just came in one day and they was like, we're closing. And I was like, shit, I just got this job. Like, and it was a good job. They had good tips, good food. It was classy. It was a classy joint. R.I.P. to Toulouse. And so now I'm back out here again, unemployed, still going to Georgia State. And I find Panera Bread, which is up the street. Shout out to all my Panera Bread and Buckhead family. Love y'all. I know some of y'all probably going to be in these comment sections. I love all y'all. I got some good supporters from Panera Bread. And Brent, love you. All my Panera Bread people. But I started at Panera Bread. And while I went to Panera Bread, I actually got another job at Chemical. Mama was working. Okay. Mama was working. Okay. I had two jobs at one point. I was working at Panera Bread and I was working at Cami Cakes, which I just have to say, Cami Cakes is a beautiful business. It's a Black owned business. A Black lady, she started it for her daughter. And they have the most delicious cupcakes. If you ever make your way to Atlanta. And it just broke my heart recently. Somebody tagged me in a picture or an online article that said Cami Cakes, the Buckhead location, is closing because of COVID and all of the closures, and they can't keep up with the demand of how expensive it is to rent out the space. And I damn near cried. Okay, I almost shed a tear. When I tell you, I texted my mama, I text my daddy, I texted my sister. I said, Cami Cakes is closed. Oh God, no, Jesus, not the cupcakes. Like, it was literally to the point where I wanted to ship these cupcakes for my wedding. They didn't have the cupcakes down shipping yet. So, and even my daddy, when he would come visit me, he would come to Cami Cakes. And he was like, I would love to open up one of these. You know, I asked the lady if she willing to franchise this thing. And I was like, oh, no, Daddy, I don't think they're ready for that. They end up franchising, but it's all in areas of Georgia. I don't know if they have it anywhere else yet. But God, Cami Cakes, we want one in Detroit. I don't know if you want to come to Detroit, but we want one in Detroit. And you will make a lot of money. So, and it won't be as expensive as Buckhead. Either way, got a job at Cami Cakes and Panera Bread. And while I'm going to Georgia State and trying to pursue my dreams. But really, I'm learning the value of life. I'm learning how to manage my bills. I'm learning how to live without my parents. I'm commuting. I'm taking the bus and trains in ways that I've never done before. And I'm learning self-sufficiency. And when my second semester came, I ended up asking, how do I get in-state tuition? And she said to me, and I kid you not, she said the only way I could get in-state tuition in Georgia State is if I get married, if I have a child, or if I own a home in Georgia. I'm 19. I'm in college. I'm commuting. I am not going to get married. I am not planning on having no kids and I'm not about to get no house. So that's the only way to prove that I'm going to be a citizen of Georgia. And I had changed my ID and everything. She told me absolutely not. So I looked at that thing and I said, I took out a $10,000 loan that first semester. You got to be bullshitting if you think I'm going to do it again. So I went part-time. I said, whatever monies y'all going to give me for the second semester, I'll take it. I'll take it. And then I'm taking my ass right back to Western. And that's exactly what I did. And from there, I ended up, just I was part of the dance team, all that zhuzh, doing all the stuff at Western. Everybody know at Western, I was a part of everything. They even some people call me theme girl, because I was in everything. If you had a theme, I was there. I was at that party. I was in the gig, baby. And life went on as normal. So I didn't come back to music or anything related to talent for a while. I ended up pledging AKA. Praise God. Yes, I made it. The great pink and green, baby. Ski wee all day. Shout out to Kamala Harris, honey. But I just kind of went on with my regular life. And even though I started to do regular shit, in the back of my mind, I knew I was destined for greater. I knew this wasn't it. And even in the midst of my accomplishments, I mean, I got my degree, I got my bachelor's in English and gender and women's studies. Don't let me forget shit. I spent the money, girl. I gotta remember this shit. English and gender and women's studies. And then I even went on to get my master's degree in counseling. And that whole time I was happy. I was accomplished. I have a degree, baby. I am doing the shit. I end up getting a good job with the state. And the whole time, we'll come back to this, but the whole time I'm dating this guy I've been dating for, at that point, who knows when, but I met a guy before I moved to Georgia. And I met him, and then I met him in December 19th, 2009. I was 19 years old. I ended up moving to Atlanta that summer, and I was dating on and off dating him the whole time. Now we'll have another podcast about relationships, baby, and you'll hear about it. Long story short, I married that nigga. Okay, it's been 11 years now. We just got married. 10-19-19, baby. # love for the culture. We had a wonderful extravaganza. Our wedding was African royalty themed, baby. I had dancers, drummers. All my things was either Caribbean or African American, honey. I had soul food, baby. I had jerk chicken for my cocktail hour. I had all the zhuzh at my wedding. We'll talk about that for another episode, but it was fabulous. So in the midst, I'm dating this guy all throughout from 19 on. And I'm still not coming back. So I just got my master's degree. I'm working a good job, good job, good benefits, but I'm not satisfied. And I said that I asked God because I knew that I had strayed. I knew I had strayed from my dreams. I knew I had strayed from what my vision was. I knew that I was supposed to be something great. It was like, when I tell you, it's like that implantation of purpose. It's real. And when God tells you you're supposed to be something great, it's hard to be anything other than that. It's hard to live a regular life because it just doesn't seem like it's enough. And it got to the point where I asked God, I said, God, Lord, whenever you're ready for me to move on to my purpose, whenever you're ready, I know I'm living a good, stable life, Jesus, but whenever you're ready, just let me know by making me uncomfortable. And I don't know if y'all know what that is. And I really deliberately said that's because I'm not no preacher, nothing like that. But I think that people don't know how to pray. And you got to pray deliberately. And I'm going to leave that there. You got to pray deliberately. If you want something, you can't just say, God, do it for me, or make it happen. You have to say what it is, make it plain, and let there be no room for error. Okay? Because God will give you what you want. It just might not be the way you thought it was going to be. Because I've seen people pray to lose weight and they end up getting sick and they lost weight. But that ain't the way they wanted it to be. They ain't want to see it like that. And it happens. I've seen people who wanted to move on to another career and wanted something bigger and better, and they did. But in the process, they got fired, and that's what ignited that flame when they got fired. And I'm sure that period in between where they got fired, they was probably like, what the hell I'm gonna do? Like, damn, I wanted to move on, but I ain't want to be kicked out. I ain't want that way. I ain't want to go out like that. But you did. And maybe that's the spark that gave you that next step. I didn't want it like that. I didn't want my spark to be like a kick in the ass. So I prayed deliberately. And I said, God, whenever you're ready for me to go to my next stage of life, just make me uncomfortable. And he did. About 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he started to make me uncomfortable. Not in ways that it's like I'm getting in trouble at work or things is going bad for me in my relationship. Nothing like that. It's just a mental thing. The uncomfortable thing came from like me thinking, you're not supposed to be here. I would literally walk to work. I'd be walking into work and I pull up and I'll be walking in and I'm like, you're not supposed to be here. You're not. I just throughout the day, I stop and I have thoughts of you're supposed to be doing something else. You're supposed to be doing your purpose. You're supposed to be walking in your light. What are you doing? Go walk in your light. Go do that. Don't do this. This ain't it, sis. This ain't it. And that was conflicting because even though I know I'm supposed to be walking in my light, I'm not though. I'm not though. I'm doing this because this is safe. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing well. I make good money. I'm happy-ish. I won't even say I'm happy because I'm not walking in my light, so I'm uncomfortable. And then he started to bring up other opportunities. He's like, okay, maybe you need to try some different things. Try out real estate. So I took the real estate class. And I took the class, finished the class, didn't take the test. Still planning on doing it. I ain't gave up on that yet, but I paid the money, honey. I took the class, finished the classes. And then my mind is like a hummingbird. It goes from place to place. I swear I got ADHD. I have not been diagnosed as a counselor. I won't self-diagnose myself because I know you're not supposed to do that. But I swear I got ADHD because I be bouncing from thing to thing. And I'm sure there's other people out there that do that too, bounce from thing to thing. Like one day I want to do this, one day I want to do this, one day I want to do this. But keep that in mind because that doesn't mean that those things won't all play a role. I bounced to multiple things over the course of my life. And now that I finally found my purpose, they're coming full circle. And I'm going to tell you how that works. Because all those things, the beginning of the story, when I told you I was doing modeling and all this stuff, and I was, working with producers, it's all coming full circle, right? To why I became a comedian. So why this is my first podcast, to why I'm Comedian Visionary Speaks. So I felt uncomfortable in my regular everyday life. Couldn't handle it. Could be happy. Should be happy. I'm doing good, living good. Have a great husband, stable home, a cute dog, all the good shit. But I'm not happy. And that unhappy spirit is starting to spiral, Jesus, to depression. Now I tell you, depression, baby, ain't nothing to fuck with. Depression is real. And I say that because you don't know when it hits you. You know when you're in it. You don't know when it hits you. And it's a sneaky bitch, depression. But it was one of those things where I knew I was taking it out on other people. Like I was taking it out on my husband. I was taking it out on my family. I was just mad. It could be anything. You just be mad as hell for no reason. One day you just wake up and you just angry. You don't know why.
You're just like, and the sad part is you have the cognizance of mind to be knowing that you on some bullshit right now. I've had conversations that I've started with my husband, and I'd be like, just picking at him. Or he'll ask me to do something, and I just answer back real snarky, real nasty. And I'm like, you don't really feel that way. Like, that ain't even you talking. That's the depression talking. And I knew it. And he said, baby, if you going to do this, you need to go to therapy. And as a counselor, I don't know how y'all feel about it. I don't know if there's counselors out here. But when you're a counselor and somebody tells you you need to go to counseling, it's kind of like a hard pill to swallow, because as a counselor, you used to helping other people. You don't never be on the other line of that. And then I don't know who counselors out there that's watching, but we self-diagnose. Like, clearly, I done gave myself ADHD and depression in this one podcast. But we self-diagnose. So when he said that, I kind of got offended. Like, no, I know what I got going on. I don't need you to tell me. I don't need nobody else to tell me what's going on. I know how to work through what's going on in my mind. I know how to get through it. I just know you tripping right now. This is how you're feeling. This is what it means. And this is why you're doing this. And it all makes sense. Will you stop doing the shit? Absolutely not. But I understand what I'm doing. Ain't that crazy? I understand what I'm doing, but I'm not going to stop. And I was just spiraling. And mind you, that 2 years was the 2 years between my getting engaged and me getting married. So imagine getting that confirmation of it's time to move on from this stage in your life to your purpose, and I'm going to make you uncomfortable. And also planning a wedding. Whew. I don't know how we made it down the aisle, because I the way I was acting and who I was, I don't know how he looked at that and said I do, because I was all over the place. I was tripping. I would never say I was a bridezilla. I was a very sweet bride. I don't care who you heard it from or who told you. I kept my organization, but we'll come back to that story about the journey of my wedding, because a lot of shit happened. I mean, bro, God was working. He said, clear out your circle, and choose you, baby, and don't settle. We'll come back to that. Probably for a different day, different podcast. We'll come back to the story of my wedding and the drama and everything that came with me planning the wedding. But beyond that, I was uncomfortable. I was unhappy. I was in a depressive state, and I was planning a wedding, and I was trying to figure out why. Why? What am I supposed to do, Jesus? So I was just trying stuff. I was just trying shit. I tried real estate. Hell, I tried Forex. Lost that $300. I tell you, I just quick. It was the quickest $300 I ever fucking lost. And it's not because I won't say, because I know somebody from Forex is gonna be on this bitch. Like, no, it works. It's not that it don't work, okay? And this is probably for a whole nother podcast. It's not that Forex trading, and that's foreign exchange trading, currency trading. It's not that it don't work. It's just it don't work for everybody in the way that it's supposed, the way that they sell it to you. Like, you really have to do your research. You have to actually take time to learn the trade. You have to learn the currencies, how they move in the trade. And at the time, I had the little money to spend, so I said I'm gonna try it. And I'm looking for other forms of income, because now I'm uncomfortable with my regular life, and I want to get what I'm worth and shit. That lasted all of, I think, 2 months. 2 months of doing currency exchange, and it's only because my purse brought me into it. Shout out to my purse. She is killing the currency exchange game. She is killing the iMarkets Live Forex movement. Go ahead, currency crew, bitch. Do you, baby. She's killing it right now. But I didn't have the time to learn. And I was willing, I was motivated, but I didn't have the training and the mentoring really to do it. So I let it go. Plus, they were charging me a fee each month. And I was like, bitch, if I ain't getting no money off of this, I can't pay no damn fee. You can't charge me for lessons that I ain't getting the hang of. So I got out of that shit. I might go back to it too. It's a lot more going on now. I'm going to try it again. I got time and shit. But I was trying things in that space of being uncomfortable. I tried real estate. I tried Forex. What else was I doing in there? I was looking at a lot I tried entrepreneurship through one of the reverends. I came Reverend Cartwright. I think is, I don't know if he's a reverend or a doctor or something. He's some Dr. Cartwright, Reverend Cartwright, and he taught entrepreneurship ministries, where he taught people how to start their own business for from scratch and sell on these markets like Walmart and all this, and how to get there. And he shows you all the steps. Now he's a millionaire and he has a bunch of businesses and he wanted to pay it forward. And I went to a couple of his ministries and it sounded all good and jazzy. But once it got down to actually doing the work, I got real lazy about it and I didn't actually finish getting all the stuff for it. So I just said maybe it wasn't for me, and then eventually, like I said, everything comes back. Everything comes back. Nothing is a loss, nothing to wash it. It'll all come back in your life. Whatever you had to experience, let me tell you, nothing that happens to you is by mistake. Not a person you meet, not a situation you go through, not a nothing. Anything that you are experiencing right now is supposed to happen to you, good or bad. And I have a philosophy on life, right? And it sounds crazy, but it's actually very, very true and realistic. I said a mantra that nothing bad can ever happen to me. And I know a couple of y'all gonna be like, what the hell? Bad things happen all the time. It's not that, baby. It's not that. It's not that nothing bad won't happen to you. It's that nothing bad can ever happen to you, because it's all about perception, right? So I had some times where like I made a huge mistake and I thought that like I overspent on some Beyonce tickets once. I mean, overspent, bitch, like $700 overspent. And I bought Beyonce tickets in a whole nother state, heifer. I was trying to get them tickets so fast that I didn't pay attention to that final click, because when that Beyonce concert came out, and I think it was the what concert was this? I think it was either Lemonade or one of them concerts, or maybe the one right before Lemonade. But I was trying to get tickets and they were going lightning fast. And I'm at work. I'm gonna say I was on break or lunch. You can't prove that I wasn't. And I'm trying to get these Beyonce tickets, right? And they going lightning fast. So every time I pick a seat, it's gone. Pick a seat, it's gone. Pick a seat, it's gone. And I was getting frustrated. And I had to get 2 tickets for me and my husband and 2 tickets for my sister and brother-in-law. And I'm moving quick. I was like, oh, I finally got the seats. Okay. So I get the seats, right? And all of a sudden, I press submit, find out I got tickets in Washington, D.C. I was so upset, like heartbroken, because I don't know why the hell Ticketmaster would even place me in Washington. I think their site is called Fort something, so it sounded kind of like our Ford Field, and I thought that that's the tickets to, and I didn't notice it until after. So I was distraught, honey, because I spent $700 on tickets, and it's not even just that. I didn't spend $700 on tickets in a vacuum. My dumb ass noticed that the tickets, there was tickets that were closer in Detroit. So I still wanted to go. So I had to get tickets to go to the Detroit show. Bought 4 new tickets, right? To the Detroit show. Once again, click. Got tickets in Detroit now. But the tickets that I bought were resale tickets. And then I noticed that there were closer tickets that were actual tickets sold through Ticketmaster, not resale, that were closer to the stage that were less money. So then I spent another $200 buying tickets again, like just dumb shit. Buying tickets again for the same concert. So mind you, if you're doing your math properly, students, I know a lot of y'all are being homeschooled right now and I'm sad, but that means I bought 4 tickets for Washington, D.C. I bought 4 tickets for Detroit. found better ticket seats, bounced down, bought 4 more tickets. Now, I ain't no mathematician, but that means I bought 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. Then you go up 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 tickets, okay? 12 tickets. 12 tickets. I bought 12 tickets to the same fucking show, okay? And I just assumed, because it's Beyonce and she's the queen, that I would be able to resell the tickets. Of course, the show is going to sell out, you know. So I post the tickets, put them up for resale, and they not reselling. And I'm calling people in Washington. I'm like, who do you know? Who can I sell these Beyonce tickets to that lives in Washington? Because I got tickets in Washington, and I can't find nobody. And let me see, to tell you the gag of it is you got to upsell your tickets, because when you repost, they charge you a fee, which is bullshit. They charge you a fee on Ticketmaster to repost. And then they also charge you a fee of being able to sell the ticket for you. So, and then in order to make a profit, you got to upcharge it again in order to get your money back. So really, you're not getting your money back because you didn't have to upcharge. And mind you, this is a resale ticket. So you didn't already had, the other person got upcharged. So they already upcharging the shit itself. Then you got to upcharge the next nigga who get the ticket. So it was just, when I tell you I was trying, it was a trying time for me. And it wasn't even about, I didn't know at the time until I got through it. Because I was crying. I was so upset. I was just mad at myself because I was dumb as hell. Why the hell would you not pay attention to what you was doing? And you rushing. You don't notice that you just bought tickets in fucking Washington. But you know what came of that moment? And long story short, last minute, I was able to sell the tickets. Praise God. God is good. I prayed on it and I said, Lord Jesus, please let somebody buy these tickets, please. And I mean, when I tell you it was the day of the concert, that last ticket sold, honey, I sighed a relief. I was like, Lord, if I don't sell these tickets and I go to this concert, I'm going to be at Beyonce concert, mad in a mug, just sitting there, just pissed. So I was thankful I sold them. I never got back what I paid for them because, you know, the upcharge. Ain't nobody about to be paying $150 for a ticket that's normally $90, you know, because I had to upcharge them. So I never got back what I paid. I probably took a L about $200 or more on that one. But what came of that is my faith. You know, I prayed every night and I said, God, just please. I can't do nothing else. It's out of my hands. I am not in control of the situation. I am not driving the car. The car is driving me, Jesus. And I'm not going to be able to pay for this. And I don't want to take this big of an L. So I just prayed about it. And I gave him the whole situation. I left it up to him and I said, I can't do nothing else. I leave it to you. I just trust you. And he came through, you know, he gave me the know-how to go through that situation and realize, one, slow the fuck down. You know, take your time and take your time and live your life, but be smart about it. But he also gave me that knowledge because we say we trust him. And this ain't this is not a spiritual podcast, but I'm a spiritual person. So I bring God into everything because that's just who I am. And that's just the gift he gave me. So it's going to be spiritual. And I might even do Sanctified Sundays for my podcast. We'll see when we get there. But he gave me that discernment of trust. Just know, I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know where you're going to do it. I don't know when you're going to do it. I don't know who you're going to do it to, Lord, but I know I trust you. So back to nothing bad can happen to me. The concept that nothing bad can happen to me is not that nothing bad will happen to me. It's all perception. So that situation with Beyonce tickets, I could have said that was just a terrible ass shit, and life is just hard, and things just happen to me, and I'm just dumb. I just make bad choices and all that. I could have thought like that, but I took that and I said, you know what? I had a bad situation, and I learned from it, and I was able to make it out, and the lesson that I learned was greater than the money that I lost. You see what I'm saying? So that was the beauty of it, is that I got something out of it. I deepened my faith and I was able to come out clean. So even when you think that something is going so wrong in your life, if you just take the power back from the situation and say, this is going to teach me a lesson. Thank you, Lord, for this trial, because you only give your trials to your strongest soldiers, and you wouldn't put it on me if you didn't know I could handle it. And whatever I come out with after the situation, because I will come out, I will be stronger, I will be better, and it will be used to my advantage. Nobody who has a story that's worth reading, and I call life a story, right? Everything in life is a story. When you are born, your book opens, right? Your book opens and you start writing the pages. There is no interesting book that doesn't have a climax where you don't know if the hero is going to make it, where you don't know if you're going to be able to get through it, where you don't know if you have the strength. And when you have really hard times, that's your climax. That's a part of the book that's kind of like the most interesting read. You're like, oh my God, I want to know if this bitch make it. And that's why, because you hear from celebrities, you hear from these people who've made it, successful people. They always say, there was a point in my life where I was really struggling. Tyler Perry living in this car. Same thing happened to Steve Harvey. People been homeless. People been living on the streets. Cardi B was a stripper. All different stories. Oprah didn't become, Oprah until after her 30s. And Michael Jordan didn't make the original team in basketball. All these stories that just tell you of hardship. And the ability to overcome is what separates, the water from the oil. The oil always rises in the water. So, or does the oil drop? Don't get me, I don't do science. Either way, they separate it, okay? I'm not a science or a mathematician. Clearly, I'm a comic and a counselor. So it just separates people, basically. It separates people who are going to make it and people who are not, depending on what you're trying to do with yourself. And if you take every trial that you're dealing with and you just say, this is going to beat me down, this is going to be terrible, Lord, I'm just not going to make it. How can I do it? I'm just give up. Those people don't make it. Those people don't get where the precipice of their abilities is. But it's those people who are resilient and can look at that situation and say, I know what you're doing, Lord. You're taking this situation to teach me and grow me through struggle. Because I know if I come out on the other side, I'm going to be a better, bigger person. And I'm going to have a lesson on my belt. I'm going to have a perspective on my belt. So that's why I say nothing bad can happen to you. Because if you look at things from the perspective of everything is a lesson and everything is a blessing, then you say, thank you, Lord, during your trials. I thank him all the time. Even when I'm going through my hardest phases, even when I was going through that tailspin of depression, I said, thank you, Jesus, for what's to come. Thank you for what you are giving me. Thank you for the perspective, Lord. Thank you for the opportunity to say thank you again. Thank you for everything. I will walk into work every day and say, thank you, Lord, for this moment. Thank you, Lord, for my job. And thank you for the space that it is in a temporary space, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for the temporariness and for the peel of purpose, because purpose is a heavy weighted bitch. And it can be hard to know that you're supposed to do something and you're not doing it. Even when you supposed to clean up the kitchen and you ain't clean that shit, every time you walk by that bitch, you like, I did say I was going to clean that kitchen. And you just sitting around in your dirt and mug. You're like, I should clean. One day I'm going to clean that kitchen. One day I'm going to do it. And it's just uncomfortable until you just do it. So that's what purpose feels like to me. It's like, I need to do something. I have to do something. And I just don't know how to do it. So I just don't want to do it. It's heavy that way. But that's for another day, for another podcast. But let's get back to this. So the burden of purpose mixed with depression, mixed with just planning a wedding. And everything worked out with the wedding. Beautiful wedding. And I'm working, I'm doing well, and then the pandemic hits. Like, mind you, my wedding was 10/19/19. One of the last weddings before the pandemic said, fuck you, everybody. Okay. And I was just in a tailspin. I was in a good space because I had gotten what I wanted. He protected me from everything that was to come. He put me in a good position. But now I'm working from home and I'm still feeling that burden and I'm still feeling that uncomfortable feeling like I'm not supposed to be doing this. And then it was that scary feeling of the pandemic is going to take away everything. It's going to take away all these opportunities. Even if I wanted to get a new job and try something else, now nothing's open. Now nothing's available. Now I'm going deeper in this depression, because now it's nothing else. What am I going to do? You know, I just started looking for other opportunities, to progress. I just started getting out on my own and how am I going to do that? Now I just got to be thankful to be alive, and that should be enough because people are dying and you don't want to be that selfish person that while people are dying, you too busy worried about your purpose. Because to worry about your purpose is a place of privilege, right? It's privilege to have to worry about your purpose when everybody else just got to worry about how they go eat and feed their kids and survive and live. That's privilege. And I realize that. And I don't want to be that person to be like, I just want what I want and I just want it now. Like, I understand that. But I also understand that weight is heavy and it don't go away. So flash forward to what brought me to comedy, right? I've always been a counselor. I've always helped people in different ways. I have the gift of insight, foresight. Some people say hindsight. I call it hindsight because I can read somebody like a book, baby. I can tell you where you've been, where you're going, and how it's going to look at the end. I've always had that gift. My mother had a gift when she was younger as well. And it's just like, what somebody's feeling. My friend told me that I'm an empath. And that I can feel people's feelings. And not only that, I can kind of see where they're going in life. And I've been in that place many times throughout my lifetime where, I was interning and I used to counsel kids and I used to do substitute teaching while I was getting my degree. And I would just talk to these kids and I could literally feel how they were feeling, but I could also see what they were going to experience next. And it would be times where kids would come back to me and they'd be like, Miss, I ain't gonna say my name. We're gonna just say Visionary, okay? Because I'm trying to keep it separate. We'll have another podcast about why I do that. But Miss Visionary, everything you said did happen. They'll come to me, I had kids that was living that thug life, doing all type of stuff. And I just said generic things. But for some reason why it resonated with them, like sometimes I would just be like, what you're doing, where you're living, how you living, gonna just end in one or two ways. You're gonna end up in jail, you're gonna end up dead. And although that sounds so like stereotypical, the person who heard it at that time thought I was a fortune teller. They like a witch or a fortune teller, or I was the ops. I was telling on him. He came back to me like, how did you know? My car got shot up yesterday. How'd you know? You told me yesterday that I was going to end up getting shot. I was like, sir, I didn't say that. I said the road you going down leads to jail or you getting shot. And even though I did know a little, like I felt something was wrong when he left. And when he came back and told me that, the car had got shot up, I was kind of like, wow, like I was just telling you about changing your life. And I always say that God positions me in a way that he uses me to speak to people. And he used me at that moment. And I told that, I was like, the people you with, the circle you're in, it's not benefiting you. And you're not going to make it out if you keep doing this. And it resonated with him when he came and saw me. At first, he thought that I set his ass up. And I'm like, nigga, when I leave here, I left here. Okay, y'all come home. I don't bring you home with me, baby. Hell no. I ain't checking my phone for you. You think I'm checking to see what you're doing? You think I'm just a plant here at school to try to set your ass up for some gang shit? Nigga, no. Like, I was like, you straight up tripping if you think that I'm spending my time setting you up on my weekends. Fuck that. And I ain't say all that to him, but he got it. I was like, really, no. When I leave here, I leave here. I'm not here to set you up for anything. I just know that the road you're going down is going to have you messed up. And God used me a lot like that to speak. And I always know when I'm being used. And I could feel it. That that he's using me to speak to this person. So it's happened a few times. It happens all the time, actually. I'll be talking to somebody and I'll stop them and I'll be like, you know, but you should consider this. Or I'll say like, but what does that represent for you? Or something like that. Something just clicks in and maybe you should call that person. Maybe you should do this. And it happens all the time. And he uses me. And through this stage of being in quarantine, I've been helping people. I would love to say, I hope to say, I've talked people as the career I'm in. I'm a counselor by trade in a certain. It's not in the counseling capability, but I still use my counseling skills. I won't tell you all the details, but I've helped people in that small lane of counseling that I'm able to do. I've talked to people who were suicidal. I've talked to people who were going through life changes. And if I ever see, even though my job doesn't, actually require that I do it, I stop and I talk to them and have a moment with them because that's what I'm supposed to do on this earth. That's who I am. So if you tell me you're going through something, I'm going to spend the time and I'm going to talk to you. And I'm going to try to help you and get you back on the right path. But through that process, I always know when God is using me, and I always knew that it was supposed to be used for something greater. That's why I named myself Visionary, because I want to be a point of inspiration, motivation, and to be able to be a public speaker and represent the people through my voice. So it became that I had to charge God up, right? Now we get into comedy. It was June 18th. Right before Juneteenth. I just got off the phone with the customer's mom, and I had just had a moment with her where I helped her out, and I just keyed into something she was experiencing. I didn't know her like that, but I had brought something up that really resonated with her, and we had a good talk about it. And she was like, thank you for telling me that. You really spoke to me. You didn't know that what you said just really hit me hard. And I was like, you know what? I just let him use me. That's it. I just let him use me when he wants to speak to somebody. I always leave my voice as a vessel to do his work. So if that helped you, yes, praise God. And even though we ain't supposed to be spiritual in the job, I claim it where I'm at, baby. I say I just let him use me. And after I got off that call, I just said, now that's enough, Jesus. I said, that's a damn enough. I didn't say damn because he knows my spirit. He made me. I said, that's a doggone enough. Okay. You've been using me to help these people all these years. You then gave me talent. You then gave me all this ability. You gave me all this zhuzh, Jesus. And I'm still here uncomfortable as hell, not knowing what I'm supposed to do with it. Just opening doors, closing doors, opening doors, closing doors, open 2 doors, close them both. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. And I said, I need you to take me off the bench, coach. I need you to put me in the game. And I need to know what you want from me. I need to know you gave me this burden of purpose. It's heavy as hell and it's a weight on my back. And I'm tired. I'm carrying it like a sack of potatoes. And it just makes me not happy. And and this is what I said. I said, if it's not what you want me to have, if you don't see me making it and being a visionary and being a person of influence, please take the burden off my shoulders. Please release me because it's too much pressure to not be that. It's too much pressure to live my regular life. It's too much pressure to just be me and not be what I'm seeing in my head, the visions I have from time to time where I see myself on the stage, where I see myself speaking over a crowd, or even when I'm in a shower and I'm answering interview questions like I'm sitting on Trevor Noah's couch, honey. Or seat. He ain't got no couch. A seat or The View or Wendy Williams' couch. And I'm talking to them. I'm telling them about my how I got there and my challenges and my struggles. And I'm talking about me overcoming depression. And I'm talking about times where I felt suicidal because I was so tired of not living to my fullest potential that I was just like, if I can't be who I'm supposed to be, I don't want to be here. It got that bad. That's what depression do to you, baby. It'll get to the point where you just like, I don't want to be here if I'm not being who I want to be. I don't want to be here if I'm not going to be great. And it's just that burden of purpose. It's just hella big. So I just said, Jesus, if it's not for me, just lift that shit. Lift it like a weight, Lord. Lift it off my shoulders. And that's when I kind of charged up God, and I said, I need you to tell me right now. I said it. I said, no more guessing. I clearly am not smart enough to figure this out on my own. So tell me what you want me to do. And I need to know now. I can't wait no more. And I know you're not supposed to be all charging up to Jesus and God and stuff. But I had to. I was at that point where I couldn't hold on. I needed to know, or I was going to do something dramatic. I don't know what it is. I'm not just saying I'm just going to out myself. But I couldn't live this regular life. I could not. So I had that conversation on June 18th. I see it clear as day. The next day, I was actually setting up a Juneteenth event. I was a part of the activism and protest, and I was actually with a group of women. We set up a Juneteenth virtual event, and it had speakers, and it had entertainment, DJs, and all type of stuff. And one of the entertainers was a comedian. And this is on the precipice of right after Dave Chappelle had dropped that 846. And I had started to think like, damn, he a comedian, but he's talking about the stuff and the activism that I'm doing in the streets. And he's actually speaking for the people. And even though he don't think that he needed to speak, it's like, we needed to hear from you, Dave, because what you said was influential, it was important. It made sense. And it explained everything that I was feeling at the time. And I was like, this is coming from a comedian. And I didn't think about that, but comedians have always been the activists. They've always pushed the envelope. They've always been radicalists. Not all of them, but the ones who really did it right. I'm talking about Richard Pryor and all the people, Eddie Murphy, people who talked about politics and things from a standpoint of comedy. Just D.L. Hughley, all these people. And I'm like, they really do tell the story. They are the orators, the griots and things from our generation. So I saw that, and then I saw her come on as a comedian. I won't say her name. Either way, I ain't gonna say nothing about it because I ain't gonna bash nobody, but it wasn't good, baby. It wasn't good. It was lazy as hell. And the whole time I was in the group with the girls, text messaging with the facilitators, like, I could have did this shit way better. Y'all should put me up here, baby. I would have been up here killing it. And they laughing. I'm telling jokes and they're cracking up. And they're like, girl, your shit is lit. Your shit is more lit than whatever's going on the screen right now. You should be out there. You should be doing. I said, next year, I'm going to host this shit. I'm going to do comedy. I'm going to do all of it. And I was joking, but I was serious. I was joking, but I was serious. And then we met. We came together. I was like, I'm going to be. It was our little toast to the end of the night. We did a good job, y'all. Congratulations. We did it. And I was like, you know what? I actually think I could have did it. And they were like, you know what? Yes, you can. You're funny as hell. And, of course, people be pumping up your shit and you really ain't, But that next morning, when I tell you, clear as day, I woke up with a comedy set on my heart at 8:00 in the morning. I woke up and I grabbed my phone because it was just like jokes. They were coming to me so quick. It was quick like fire. When I tell you I couldn't move fast enough, I woke up with it in my head and I knew exactly what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And it was just running through like water. And I'm trying to look for it so I can just show y'all how much it was. When I tell you, it came to me so quickly that I couldn't stop, Oh, here it is. Here it is. Let me just show y'all. I'm gonna just give y'all a glimpse of how much came out during during the first 2 minutes of me waking up. All of that. I typed it up. It was just coming out like water, right? And I knew that was God's answer. He said, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do comedy. And from there, I quickly came up with the name Comedian Visionary Speaks, because I always felt like I was supposed to be a visionary. And I told my husband that years ago. I said, I'm supposed to be a visionary. And he was like, what you think a visionary is? I'm like, well, Martin Luther King was a visionary. Rosa Parks was a visionary. All these people. And he was like, did you just connect yourself to Martin Luther King? And I'm like, you goddamn right. Because one thing that people don't think about is the idea of a visionary is, let me just pull up the exact definition of what a visionary is, so y'all understand where I'm coming from, right? Because I've always likened myself to be a visionary, and I don't want to mess up the definition. I know what it is in my heart, and what it represents to me and mine. But a visionary is a person with original ideas about what the future will or could be like. That's what a visionary is by definition. She's that. Because I envision the future and what I see and what I want for the world and how I think. So I knew that through comedy, I could do my political activism like Dave did. Through comedy, I can go back to the start of this podcast when you heard about me and my little 16, 17-year-old self going through acting and modeling. I can do that. I could do acting. I could host TV shows. I could be a public speaker through my comedy. I could write books, because there's a lot of books that I want to write. I could do a podcast. I can sing, because you see comedians like Jamie Foxx who've done comedy and music. I could do a dual album as a female comic. I could do all these things that I've been preparing for my whole life. And, things that you think you've aged out of. Don't nobody want to be a 30-year-old singer starting over. Don't nobody want to be a 30-year-old rapper coming out. But you could be a 30-year-old comic and come out and do songs and do albums and also tour. You can do TV shows. You can do all those things. You can be everything. I can be everything that I wanted to be through the avenue and the vehicle of comedy. So that's where Visionary Speaks came from. I put the idea of a visionary, and I just put the speaking because I can't stop, clearly. Clearly, I can't stop. So that's basically my story. Y'all are witnessing the start to a beautiful journey. This is my first podcast episode. I just turned 30 yesterday. 30 years old, 30 years of life, and now I'm starting over on a new chapter. And I want y'all to join me on this journey, whether it be one, two, or a few. Just come with me. If you here and meet me here, I'll be here for you, honey. And we could talk about all different topics. I plan to do a multitude of topics. Next week's topic, which will be, I'm planning to have this show posted every Wednesday at 7 p.m. No, I think it was either, was it Wednesday, Jesus, or Thursday? No, make it Thursday, baby. Every Thursday at 7 p.m., I will post a new episode, if God willing, if I'm able. You'll see a flyer probably on Monday. I'll post the flyer, and you'll know who's going to be on the show, and you'll know what the show is about, and you'll tune in because you want to be in the brand, baby. You want to be a part of the Co-Visionary family. That's my fan group. If you really love me, you'll be a Co-Visionary, honey. And I'm going to shout out my mother-in-law. She came up with that name, Co-Visionary. She wanted it to be COVID-Visionary to play off COVID, but I was like, I ain't about to be associated with that shit forever. That shit will come and go like a hot girl summer, baby. And I need my name to be timeless. So I was like, I like the idea of I won't COVID, but I'll go Co-Visionary. So we have Co-Visionary. So if you really like what I'm doing, if you support my journey, baby, please become a member of the Co-Visionary family. Follow me on all the platforms. I'm starting from a humble place, baby. Like I said, I started comedy on June 20th, right after June 19th, Juneteenth of all times. and out of just a godly image and a godly move. And it's only been a few months, but I've been on multiple shows. I've been on open mics out of South Africa. I've been on all colored reviews where I'm the only American on that thing. And I'm just here with all that was just recently. It was a beautiful thing. And they call themselves colored. We'll talk about that on a different. But I've been on shows out of Vegas. Shout out to Sauce in the City. I know Brenda Brown will be watching this. Shout out to my girl. Please go follow Coffee Time Comedy. Go follow Sauce in the City Network. She does excellent work with comics. I've been on that show multiple times. I'm the current reigning queen, baby, of comedy in the female realm. Hopefully queen in the comedy realm, period, not just female. And I'm in the rankings. So tomorrow, please, nope, today is Friday. Sunday, please tune in to see me continue my reign and I'm in a competition to win $500, honey. So come and support me. You got to follow Sauce in the City. But I've won a couple of those. So I'm doing it. I've been doing shows. Just yesterday for my 30th birthday, I filmed a special. Just take that in. Take that in. I filmed a comedy special myself, self-produced in my backyard. And it was amazing. Beautiful. I did comedy lip syncing, baby, because I am a drag queen. Not by trade, but by spirit. I'm only a drag queen by spirit, baby. I don't have the parts. I don't have the same parts, but I do have the drag queen spirit. That's how I got my zhuzh. Just them living their true selves and being their unapologetic wonderfulness. That's why you hear zhuzh, baby. That ain't me. That is Jasmine Masters, honey. Drag queen Jasmine Masters. I take a lot of my verbiage from drag queens. I am a drag queen in the spirit, as you can see. But yes, I started and I did my own special. I plan to shop it around to networks. I plan to send it to Netflix. If you're watching this, Netflix, I'm coming for you. Netflix, HBO, Showtime. I'm gonna just send them a clip of what I'm working with here as a young girl in Detroit, just trying to make it. And I'm gonna make it for sure. It's just a matter of time. I'm just letting God use me right now and just thanking him along the way. So I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. Make sure that you follow this. Even if you're watching it after it was live, please follow your girl. Comedian Visionary Speaks on all platforms, IG, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Also, I'm a brand, baby. She is a brand. So I have shirts. So this is my shirt. You can't really see it, it's purple, but it's I'm Comedian Visionary Speaks. And I just have to say, so that's purple and pink. I might have to get that purple a little darker. I'm working with somebody on that. But my tagline is always I'm Comedian Visionary Speaks. And I just have to say, you'll see it in all my videos. Because I just have to say, shit is going wrong. Shit is going right. And I just have to talk about it. This is another shirt. As y'all do know, I am a lady of the pink and green, so I have another one. I'm Comedian Visionary Speaks. And I just have to say, so that's how the shirt will look. I told you guys, I started the I Am the Fear movement. I am the fear that one day I would know my worth. And that's this movement. I am the fear movement. So I have these shirts as well. I am the fear. I'm a queen. When I talk about I'm the fear that one day I will know my worth. That goes back to the don't settle. Don't settle for anything that doesn't serve you, baby. Don't settle for any job you don't like. Don't settle for any relationship that ain't right. Just get out of whatever doesn't serve you. Life is too short. If COVID taught you nothing, is that life is too short to deal with some bullshit. Get out, live your life, and just do what you want. And don't worry about the repercussions. Because like I said, nothing bad can happen to you. If you look at perspective, everything that happens to you for a reason. And if you believe in God, then you know that whatever he has planned for you, ain't nothing you can do about it. It's just supposed to happen. And if you're a believer, it's supposed to happen for your good. Period, point blank, poo. This is another one of my shirts. Don't settle. Don't settle. And it's got the VS. Let me see if I can get that for y'all real clear. VS on the sleeve. Yes, honey, she's a brand. VS on the sleeve. And then I have this last shirt. Fan favorite. Hashtag fan favorite. On the bottom of the shirt, it says, let me hold this right. Co-visionaries approve this message. And on the back is comedian visionary speaks. So I wear this when I go on them competitive shows because I may not always win because the patriarchy is alive and well, but I'm usually fan favorite because I'm fabulous, I'm stunning, and I'm actually funny. So I also, this shirt ain't for sale. This is my special jewels for my birthday. And when I start to get out here and start touring, y'all gonna see this shirt again. I'm gonna wear the hell out of this shirt. My brother made this shirt for me. Let me get his information right because I want to make sure y'all use this man. And make sure that y'all go to his company to buy things. But his, let me see, Jones. Make sure I get it right. Jones Design Solutions. That's my brother-in-law. He put the verbiage on this shirt. He also made my other I Am the Fierce shirt, not this one. This is by my cousin Marche. We gonna have a business, baby. I don't care. She's just doing it for shits and giggles and to save money on the shirts that she's making. But if this becomes a thing, we gonna get paid, honey. Jones Design Solutions. Check him out, and my shirts, you can pre-order my shirts online. All you got to do is DM me at this point, baby. We ain't even there yet. We ain't got a website yet. We ain't got none of that. If you want a shirt, they're $20, and you could just hit your girl up in my DMs and say, hey, visionary girl, give me one of them shirts, and I'll put you on my pre-order list. Okay. All right, let's bring this bitch home. Like I said, yesterday was my birthday. And I just want to make sure I give the acknowledgement and blessings to those who really gave me so much support, so much love. It was so many people. I actually, you know how Facebook has fundraisers and stuff. I actually posted a fundraiser because they asked you what you want to raise funds for. And I'm like, shit, I'm about to film a special. I'm about to raise some funds for me. You know, I need some money. Hell, you know. So I made a Facebook fundraiser, and them heifers took about $8 off of not every donation, but they took a fee out of all them donations. So everybody who gave me money on Facebook, thank you, baby. But damn it, I should have just used Cash App. But I got money on Facebook and I got money on Cash App. And I just want to thank some people real quick because y'all are part of the journey. Y'all are early adopters. So let me just wet my whistle so I can give y'all the proper attention that you deserve, baby. So I want to give a shout out to my girl, Amber, Spiritual Empath. Please follow her on Instagram. Let me make sure I got her. I think it's 4 7s. But I want to make sure she is a empath. She is a tarot reader. And I want to make sure that I shout her out because she's nothing but a wonderful friend. And she does nothing but support me. She came to my comedy show. Her name is Spiritual _empath 4 7s. So 7777. Follow her. Get yourself a reading. I know I will, baby. I need to confirm all the stuff that I'm feeling in my spirit. I need to know that God is using her to talk to me for whatever the fee may be. Soar Dolores. That is my source. She supported me. Thank you, Dolores. George V. He was in the comments earlier. Thank you, George. I appreciate you so much, baby. I went to prom with George in high school when I was in 11th grade. Best time. Great guy. Love George. Ebony, love you. That's my Zumba sister. She came through. She came through with the support. Lauren, that's my stands. That's my alliances. That's my baby. She's always there. I'm always there for her. She's always supportive. That's what I like to see, supportive people. Fudge from work. I love you, Fudge. Just a beautiful ball of energy. I just love you and all the support you give. Amanda, one of my Neos. She's not a Neo no more, but she's one of my Neos. Thank you, Amanda, for your support and your love. Andre, which is my uncle, Andre LaFrance. Please follow him on all platforms. He is an artist. He does music. You can find him on Tidal, Apple Music, all that zhuzh. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, all that nice stuff. Jasmine P. I'm not gonna put your whole governmentals out here on this thing, baby, but that's also my Sans, my baby, my line sister, very supportive, beautiful spirit lover. Joaquin, that is my guy, that is my best friend's husband. So I'm assuming if I got something from him, you know, married couples, they build together. So if I sign a card, we sign that card. You and me both gave that money. So I'm gonna give that to both him and Dianca, my best friend. So Joaquin and Dianca, send me a little change. Thank you. Isoke, my soror, my love. I just God brought me you. I just love you so much. Thank you for your support. My brother, King, brother. You know, I hope y'all feel that. Akeem, the dream, Carter. And he gave me a little change. Thank you. My cousin, Justin, love you, baby. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for everything that you do in your beautiful spirit. Amalia, I love you. That's my sister from another mister. I love her so much. She is the mother of my niece, Lilia, who also gave me a card. We'll come back to that. Tease. When I tell you the beast Tease and me been rolling back since I was kicking flats in elementary school. Shout out to Flicks. She gave me a little change. I define progress. This is how you know that you got good people in your circle. My videographer sent me a birthday gift. Yes, praise God. Thank you, Clarence. My sister, my real blood sister, Miss Tracy. I ain't gonna put your whole government out there, but Tracy, big perm, big worm, thank you for the blessings raining down. Javon, aka Cookie, thank you for your donation, your labor of love, your blessings. Chanel and Lamar, thank you. I had a long conversation with Chanel, and I know I talked your ear off today, girl, but I hope I blessed you. And I know you blessed me when you came and showed up to my comedy special yesterday. My cousin Bear, thank you for the blessings, baby. You've been great. I got one from somebody random, which is great because when I put this Cash App right here, y'all see it. Where is it at? Boom. I put there for a reason. So feel free to bless me and maybe I'll shout you out in the next video. Cash App, $ Visionary 90. Send the money, baby. Bless me. It's a labor of love. I'm doing all this shit by myself. So go ahead, hit me up and bless the baby. I want to pronounce this right. I think it's Janime. It's Janime. Loves the world. Thank you so much. I think it's Jamar Loke. Thank you. I don't know if I said that right, but the love is real. Agatha, my Zumba instructor. Please follow Agatha Gordon for Zumba. She does amazing work. She's an amazing Zumba instructor. She got me all the way together for my wedding. Cousin Malcolm, thank you so much. I think my line sister might send me twice, so either I wrote it down twice. Either way, you are loved twice. Christy, Dr. Jajoya, thank you so much for your love and support. You are a beautiful spirit. She's always hitting me in the DMs talking about different activism and different political things. She's getting involved and getting this dumbass out of office. Thank you, Christy. You are loved, baby. Kyra, my baby. She's one of my A1 day ones from the start. She is my favorite person when it comes to support and love and just showing you that she's out here doing her own Sundays vibrations, podcasting and all this blogging. So I you lead the way, baby. I just follow. Sora Raquel, thank you, love you, beautiful spirit, beautiful person. She was at my wedding. Just wonderful. I love her so much. Sora Chanel. Now I'm gonna make sure I promote this baby because sisters promote sisters. So I'm gonna give you her Instagram. She is a model, darling. All my line sisters is beautiful. I'm just telling you, maybe it's just the AKA zhuzh, but all my line sisters is bad. Okay, they fabulous. And they all doing real things. So I'm gonna tell you her name is Nelly Fresh. It's NELLIFRESH. I don't know why I had to read that like I don't know how to spell fresh. Either way, don't judge me. Nelly Fresh, follow her. She blessed me. And she came to my comedy show. That's real support. When I tell you, I'm going to come back to that. Hold on. Ken and Celesta, my neighbors, I love you. I appreciate you. Y'all are the best neighbors a girl could ever have. You're always supportive. Even when I have my little comedy show, you didn't call the police. You actually came out and have a good time. You are beautiful people. They are old school good neighbors. We don't have that no more. We'll talk about that in another podcast. Y'all don't even know y'all neighbors probably at this point. That's the sad part. You don't even know your neighbors. If I miss anybody, please let me know and I'm going to shout you out in the next one. But I want to take a little time to go through. This is the last part. I ain't going to hold y'all too much longer. This one is a little longer. The other ones will all be on the same level. They'll all be an hour long. This one's a little longer because it's the initial. So if you made it this far and I see I still got one viewer, it's probably my mama because she loves me. But if you made it this far, I just want to say thank you. If you're rewatching this, I want to say thank you for coming and spending this time with me and listening to my story because it is a good one. But I want to give a little shout out to the people who gave me cards for my remarkable sisters. Somewhere along the line, I began to see you not only as my sister, but as an accomplished woman who has turned her gifts into something special. Y'all about to have me crying in this thing. I began to admire the grace you perfected and the wisdom you gathered. I began to be grateful not only that you're in my life, but also you're in the world with your gentle strength, your powerful love. And today I celebrate you, both the wonderful sister you've always been and the beautiful woman you are. Happy birthday. Love you, sis. Dianca and Joaquin. Thank you, y'all. Just beautiful. This card is just a work of art. And I always thought I would be good at writing Hallmark cards, but I never knew how you got into that industry. I heard it's hard, but that's a beautiful card. Beautiful card. Maybe once I get famous, I'll start making me a line of cards because people still buy cards in the pandemic. When you give money, you don't want to just be like, here, take this $20, baby, and live your life. You got to get a card, you know. My mama said, let's wrap it up. I'm getting to the end. I'm sorry, Joyce. I knew it was you. I knew she was my last person watching. So next is may happiness follow you every minute of this memorable day. Celebrate joyfully. Kenneth and Celeste, that's my neighbors. Yes. Happy birthday. Hope your day is filled with little moments that make you feel remembered, celebrated, love for who you are. That's something special. That's my niece, Lilia. Thank you, baby. I love you. Wishes aren't just for birthdays. Here's to a brand new year of happiness and the making, adventures for the taking, 365 days full of wishes just waiting to come through. You, Miss Visionary, Mama Liz, Bro Keem, love you, sis, and Amalia. Yes, beautiful card. I only got a few more. Hold on, hold your horses. Fabulous. Yes, I am. Lindsay, there's no one else on earth who shines exactly like you do. So celebrate the things that make you uniquely you. Happy birthday. Praying this year is your most amazing one yet. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling my oats. Love you, sis. Isoke. Welcome to the 30 Club. Yep, 30 ball. 30's the new 20, baby. Lastly, but not leastly, to the one person still in the room watching live, it's me, Mommy. You're a daughter to be proud of. Lindsay, aka Comedian Visionary Speaks. Daughter, back when you were growing up, I've always wondered if I was doing enough to prepare you for your future. You absolutely were. Today, I look at the wonderful woman you've become and think, I must have done something right. You're goddamn right. I'm so proud of you and everything you are, and I hope you are too. Happy birthday with love always, Mom and Dad. Be blessed. And you know, you ain't a black mama until you gave out a lottery scratch off as a gift because, baby, this is worth more than money. If I hit this 300 million, what is it, 30 million? I got an opportunity at 30 million. I got an opportunity to add 2 million, and I got an opportunity to add 150 million, baby. If I get that, honey, you ain't got to worry about me working. I ain't working another goddamn day of my life. I probably still will do comedy because I'm good at it, and I like the attention and the love and being able to reach the audience and get my word across in a way that receives properly. But, baby, if I win that 120 million, you ain't got to worry about nothing, honey. I'm out of here. But like I said, thank you all for joining in. I know it was long-winded. I'm a long talker. That's why I named myself Speaks and not Silence. Visionary Speaks, baby. Speaks is what I do. So if you love it, if you like it, follow it. And if you don't love it, you don't like it, don't even say nothing. Don't nobody give a damn. Okay? I'm going to sign off on that note. Love yourselves. Appreciate yourselves. And don't settle. Don't settle. Just don't settle. Whatever you're going through, you will make it through. God willing, you will be blessed. Nothing bad can happen to you because everything that happens to you for a reason. Just know that your season is coming. And this is my season for grace and favor. Meet me back here next week on Thursday, baby. Thursday at 7 o'clock. I will be dropping my second episode. And the topic of the day is going to be the Black vote and the Biden-Harris campaign. Y'all are not going to want to miss this, y'all. That conversation has already been filmed. I've had lovely guests on that conversation. I have 4 guests that's going to talk to me and talk with me about this topic, and it's going to fulfill your spirit, your heart, and your soul, and you're going to be in there saying, yes, I feel the same way, honey. So come back and watch that as well. I'm going to leave that with y'all. Be blessed, be wonderful, be great, be stunning, be you, baby, and be a co-visionary, honey. I am Comedian Visionary Speaks, and I just have to say, you guys have a wonderful rest of your night because it's late, honey. Now I was about to say day, but it's night now. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Have a beautiful rest of your year, and keep your head up and stay strong. Pieces, and I'm gone. Love y'all.